And black people can't afford to indulge rich white people's need to endlessly flagellate themselves. They just want prices to go down and good jobs and the police when you call them.
Well, if he's right, then why didn't people vote for the former prosecutor who actually had policy plans to help the working class?
Stop saying that Whoopi Goldberg getting yanked from The View right after she attacked me on The View is karma. There's no such thing as karma, sorry.
Karma, it's just a bedtime story for those hoping the universe handles their dilemmas. And Bill Maher, he's done with fairy tales, especially those with a woke twist. Recently, he shifted his focus to none other than Whoopi Goldberg, who seems to have walked straight into his critical line of fire with yet another jaw-dropping statement. Whoopi has a habit of making remarks that leave even her biggest fans puzzled. This time, it's as if she belly flopped onto a landmine. Bill Maher hasn't just critiqued her since 2022. He's been dissecting her arguments, deconstructing them like a demolition team with a vendetta. Whoopi might need a helmet for this latest round.
We have got to get past this endless, unforgiving, zero-tolerance mindset bent on punishing and disappearing anyone caught saying the wrong thing. The right response to speech you don't like is more speech.
So, what was it that Whoopi said to send Maher into overdrive? What left even the most loyal defenders of The View scrambling for a defense? Maher is known for his no-holds-barred approach, transforming his responses into masterclasses in verbal annihilation. This isn't a minor TV spat. It's a full-on collision of intellect, a battle of wits where one side is fortified with logic, while the woke defenses seem increasingly frail.
And black people can't afford to indulge rich white people's need to endlessly flagellate themselves. They just want prices to go down and good jobs and the police when you call them.
Well, if he's right, then why didn't people vote for the former prosecutor who actually had policy plans to help the working class?
Whoopi's not exactly handling the heat with grace. Her co-host Sunny Hostin's attempt to misinterpret Maher's words was embarrassing enough, but Whoopi's clapbacks are a spectacle. Remember when Maher scolded Sunny on live TV? It stung the crew deeply, and Whoopi seems determined to even the score. But a word tussle with Bill Maher is akin to bringing a pool noodle to a sword fight. What unfolded next? And did Whoopi truly believe she could outwit Maher after seeing him dismantle her co-host?
Tear down statues of Lincoln and get rid of the police. Just, no. It's not that I've gotten old, it's that your ideas are stupid.
Or does any of Whoopi's rhetoric make sense? Not exactly. Is there logic? Sparse at best. She's throwing darts in the dark, desperate for something to stick. Spoiler: it doesn't. Maher, however, doesn't let such nonsense pass. He's familiar with these diversion tactics. Dodge, misdirect, and hope no one notices. But not on his watch. Maher calls out every misstep.
I'm gonna stop you for a second.
Uh-oh.
Only because you don't know that it was a lie. We don't know why he changed
You
his
really think he just changed his mind over Thanksgiving weekend all
No,
of a sudden?
I'm going to tell you what I think.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he changed his mind because he got sick of watching everybody else get over.
Whoopi doubles down, venturing into the tear-down statues of Lincoln realm, twisting history, and dodging facts. Yet again, Maher didn't hold back. He exposed the lack of coherence in Whoopi's arguments, a critique becoming emblematic of The View. The show has devolved into a political talk show equivalent of a slow-motion train wreck, painful to watch, yet impossible to look away from. With guests like Charlemagne the God witnessing the chaos, it's clear The View has turned its chaos up to unprecedented levels.
This nation was founded on the principle that there are no kings in America. Each of us is equal before the law. No one is above the law, not even the President of the United States.
And just like that, Whoopi gifts us with another cringe-worthy moment, claiming President Biden didn't lie when he said no one is above the law. Seriously, Whoopi, are we expected to believe that when a mountain of evidence says otherwise? It's like watching someone argue that the sky isn't blue on a clear day. Absurd, right? Even Charlemagne was left speechless, which is saying something.
So I'm just going to follow the straight and narrow always, because that's what's expected of Democrats.
But that's their fault. They're the ones that go out there and they stand on this moral high ground. They don't have to do that.
Charlemagne, usually never at a loss for words, stood silent. The so-called woke mob exposes hypocrisy by remaining silent when one of their own heirs, finding themselves in a convenient state of selective amnesia. Bill Maher saw through the View's charade and delivered a takedown as sharp as it was surgical.
You love to speak truth to power, and we always should, but you have completely lost the ability to speak truth to bull.
Maher didn't just call out their conduct, he exposed a glaring bias. The woke elites enjoy projecting their moral superiority but falter when accountability knocks on their doorstep, as seen with Hunter Biden's untouched record thanks to presidential protection. Favoritism at its finest, right? Maher pointed out the charade, questioning how long Americans will tolerate this double standard that impedes justice for all but serves the powerful.
Was it appropriate to bury the Hunter Biden?
You're talking about the press doing that?
He's saying that's what they did, and that is what they did. They buried the Hunter Biden story before the election because they were like, we can't risk having the election thrown to Trump. We'll tell them after the election.
And we know for a fact that that's what they did?
Of course, you don't
but
follow
I'm
this.
saying you know for a fact that that's what they did. I don't know what they did.
I know, because you only watch MSNBC.
No, that's not true.
Faced with the Hunter Biden scandal, mainstream media did their usual by running cover, twisting narratives, attempting damage control, and dismissing the story as Russian disinformation, all standard procedures to protect public figures like Biden. Whoopi joined this media surge, declining any examination, a blind defense that Maher dismeant intro 10. Maher was right to label this a farce. The nagging question remains, how much longer will the American public endure these glaring double standards? This issue transcends Hunter Biden. It's about a system rigged for the powerful while the average citizen faces stringent justice. Maher's critique serves as a wake-up call against the illusion of fairness, suggesting that real change requires challenging these entrenched inequities.
Above any matters of politics or what's right or wrong, the one thing I know for sure about America is this. It's run by mean girls. Mean girls in the press and in politics and in life. And when they smell blood in the water, the lust to finish off a vulnerable person will never be denied.
And the media, in this instance, stuck to their typical playbook, running interference. As the Hunter Biden scandal intensified, major outlets prioritized spinning narratives, all aimed at mitigating fallout for President Biden and tarnishing Trump's re-election efforts. The allegations were brushed aside, dismissed as mere Russian disinformation, ignoring mounting evidence. Whoopi, too, participated in these dismissals, prioritizing loyalty to the narrative over journalistic integrity.
Democrats run for office as if the voters don't live here, as if they don't go to the grocery store and Starbucks and the office, but they do. But a poll last year asked if America is the greatest country in the world. More blacks and Hispanic Americans agreed with that than the white progressives. It asked if racism is built into our society. White progressives agreed with that at higher levels than black and Hispanic people. It asked if government should increase border security. Same result. Hispanic Americans are less okay with illegal immigration than whitey.
Maher saw through the View's act and echo chamber masquerading as a diverse platform where dissent is quickly stifled. Whoopi and her co-hosts seem more interested in dominating conversations than fostering genuine debate. Maher exposed these tactics, calling out their effort to suppress opposing viewpoints and highlighting their intolerance for ideas that navigate outside their ideological bubble.
I said there's a coalition of Trump voters, people who really like him. They certainly are those. And then there's people who don't necessarily like him that much, but they still think he's less crazy than stuff that strikes them as aggressively anti-common sense.
Audiences resonate with Maher's takedowns because they slice through the noise and confront tired, recycled talking points. His approach is not just a critique. It's a voice for those weary of biased discourse. Maher's message is clear: the woke mob needs to shift from finger-pointing over Trump's victory and engage with reality. Trump's win wasn't born of deception, it was a reflection of the electorate's sentiments.
Stop saying that Whoopi Goldberg getting yanked from The View right after she attacked me on The View is karma. There's no such thing as karma, sorry. Sorry, but life is random. The only word to describe it when a big game hunter gets trampled by an elephant and then eaten by lions is hilarious.
And lastly, not every Trump voter fits the stereotype propagated by his detractors. Many sought a candidate who seemed more grounded in reality than the alternatives. Maher's point is straightforward. If the left wishes to regain political ground, they must abandon their dismissive rhetoric and engage with concerns that resonate with everyday Americans. Leadership should involve listening and addressing the real issues faced by the electorate, otherwise, power will remain elusive.